10 biggest mistakes that everybody makes in Blox Fruits 2023 edition. Boys, if you're new, like and subscribe. Tell your friends. 1 million subscribers by the end of this year. Let's do it. Let's go with our first mistake. Everybody does it. Until late last year, people would forget to set their spawn point, and then they would die and respawn somewhere else on the map. That doesn't happen anymore. Now, your spawn will change whenever you just, get on a new island and get near one of these guys. This changes your home point, which is for this magical little button. Amazing. It fixed probably the biggest mistake that everybody has ever made. Except it created a new mistake that we sometimes make. If I set my spawn here because everybody wants to hang out at the mansion, it's where the gacha guy is at. But then I'm like, oh no, I'm not level 2500, whatever the new max level is. We gotta go over to Chocolate Land. And then we head on over here and we're gonna do our training. We're gonna do some leveling up, which is fine because our spawn point is now set here. If we die, it's automatically set. Except everybody has done this. You go up to the guy and you're just like, yeah, I've got to set my spawn point. And then, wait a minute. I forgot that the spawn point auto sets. And now, when I press the home button, it takes me back here. It's an amazing new system, but sometimes you can still make mistakes with it. Mistake number 2. I don't know how people make this mistake, but I hear about it all the time. It seems to happen a lot with people who use the Buddha fruit. You're using Buddha, you're training away, having a great time, getting loads of XP. And then for some super weird reason, maybe you're trying to glitch the game or something like that. People always tell me, Magicbus, I accidentally ate a different fruit and now I've lost my Buddha fruit. Please help. And yeah, then you've got the wrong fruit because you accidentally ate the wrong fruit. This could also have something to do with the fact that when you click on the fruit, there's eat, drop, and store. And somehow you're going to press the store button and an earthquake hits and then, oh, I accidentally clicked. Oh, I couldn't even on purpose accidentally click eat. I don't know how people make this mistake, but apparently they do because I see it all the time. This next one is definitely for a lot of the newer players, but plenty of my viewers are still in the first C. When you get started, let's just go 15. A lot of players, they start putting stats into melee, they start putting stats into Blox Fruits, which is perfect because early on, you should just focus on dodging people's attacks and doing as much damage as possible. But if you start putting your stats into defense too early on, you just don't need the defense. You shouldn't be getting hit by gorillas or monkeys. The Gorilla King is super easy to dodge. Maybe you'll put a little bit into defense when you start fighting Buggy, but really, I don't think you need to use the defense stat until you are way past the desert. Maybe not until you're up until Marineford, when you're fighting the boss on Marineford. There is no reason to put your stats, or at least to put too many stats into defense. You should be stacking as much damage as you can early on, because the faster you kill things, the faster you get XP, the faster you level up. Our fourth most common mistake that so many players make very, very early on, which is why we're in the first C, and that is buying everything. For example, the Bacento costs $1 million and it's just not that good. I already own it apparently. You don't need this. Get to the third C, unlock the weapons you need for cursed dual katana, but there is no world where you actually need the Bacento. Save yourself $1 million belly. Don't buy things that you simply do not need, especially swords that you do not need. Research which fighting style you want to use and just buy one chain of them. So get electric so you can buy electric claw. You don't need to unlock God Human, electric claw, dragon fist, whatever it is, the shark man's karate. You don't need all of them until you're at the end game. Just get one and stop wasting all your belly, because belly is kind of hard to get unless you want to go actually grind it, and that isn't fun. It's not fun to just grind money. Stick to one chain of things to get you to the end of the game, and then you can build up cash at the end and easily unlock everything else. Oh, we're in my favorite place for this next one. This one's kind of difficult, but it also is pretty straightforward. People come here to buy fruits and they don't check their surroundings beforehand. I see way too many noobs come in here, buy a fruit, and then some max level player is just like, and kills them, and they lose the fruit that they just got, the good fruit that they just got. Or it's their only fruit. It's their first one ever. When you show up here, make sure that you land and you hang out for a little bit. Make sure there's nobody here before you roll your fruit. Because if you get something good, not like the rubber fruit, someone might kill you and you'll lose it before you can store it or eat it. And it happens way too often to way too many new players. Stop dying while holding fruits. Mistake number 6. Bro, I see this so much. This is the worst possible thing you can do to yourself, okay? You've got the ice fruit. It's pretty great. You can shoot spears. You've got surges. You got birds. You got epoch. And it freezes things. So it's great to also use with melee. It's good for grinding. It's not the light fruit, but it's good for grinding. And then you run across something like the dragon fruit. And instead of storing it in your inventory, like a big brain person would do, store your mythic fruits, because there is no reason to ever eat a mythic fruit unless you are at a max level or nearly at max level. But yeah, you've got your ice fruit, you find yourself the dragon, and instead of storing it, you do something silly because dragon's my favorite fruit. So you eat it, and now you've got this garbage fruit to grind with. Yeah, you think, oh, but dude, it's got dragon shower. That's going to be so fast when it kills stuff. Or the big burst. It's going to be awesome. And I can grab things with a claw. How could this ever be a difficult fruit to grind with? Well, let me tell you. 1, massive knockback, which pushes things away so you can't group them up to grind with. Dragon Claw is a single target attack, making it useless. And Dragon Shower just doesn't do as much damage as you think it does. The next one makes absolute perfect sense, but a lot of people still make this mistake, and that is use a leveling guide. Go to the Blox Fruits wiki, super easy to find. Click search and go leveling guide. Tubbs' leveling guide. Here's a trading guide as well that you could also use. The current max level cap is, oh, it's 2450. There you go. This guide isn't perfect. No guide will ever be perfect, but you can pick whatever island you're up to, wherever you are in the game, and it will tell you, do not farm vampires, but you can farm zombies if you want. It'll also tell you when Logia starts, if Logia starts on them. If you've ever encountered an NPC that is really, really annoying to fight, there is a good chance that if you checked a leveling guide, it would have told you to skip that NPC and not level on it. All right, this next one is one that I am guilty of. So I've reset my stats. So I've got my 2400 Blox Fruit and my 2400 defense, but my melee is 1 and my sword is 1. Okay, so we can compare them. This is players in the end game, or even if you're mid game, not focusing on your mastery. So this is a mastery 431 cursed dual katana. I had to get to 375 to unlock Slayer of Goliath, so that's what I did. So now when I hit an NPC, he's hitting me 258 damage, but my 600 mastery God Human, when it hits, does 339 damage. So there's not a massive difference in their masteries because one's actually kind of leveled up. But you can see how using an ability like Revolving Ravager does 391, where Heaven and Earth will do 512 damage. Even though both of them have 0 stats put into them, the mastery makes a really, really big difference. Mistake number 9. And this is kind of a big one because if you're using the light fruit, because you're leveling up. Let's say you're leveling up, you're farming bosses. You've got the light fruit because you should have the light fruit for leveling up. So it's very easy for you to spawn over there, fly with the light fruit over here, kill this boss, gain a bunch of XP. And then what do? Well, the boss is dead. You've got to wait like 30 minutes to an hour for a new one to spawn. So you go back and kill regular NPCs. No. Big X, no. If the leveling guide tells you to farm a boss, You kill the boss, get your quest rewards, put in your new stats, and then you log out and you log back in, spawning in a new server. You get the quest, you fly back over, you kill the boss on the new server, you level up. All right, mistake number 10, and this is such a big one. It's such an important one. I hope you made it till the end of the video in order to discover this mistake, and that is accessory farming. I am guilty of this. It is so easy to just use whatever accessory drops into your lap while you're just killing a boss to level up, or you're just playing through the game or whatever, right? For example, if I ride in dark, I don't have the dark coat, even though it has been great it's been a great accessory, great for devil fruit damage for over a year while I've been playing this game. I have never bothered to defeat Darkbeard enough to get the coat. That is a big mistake. If you don't feel like grinding anymore, like say you're halfway to max level and you're just like, man, I need a break. Find out what accessory is the best accessory for your level and go grind it and go get it. And the reason that I'm on this island is because I never knew this for the longest time, but the Hunter Cape gives you bonus movement speed, like a good amount of bonus movement speed, along with HP, energy, basically a little bit of everything. Which means, although I don't even have the pilot helmet apparently, although the pilot helmet moves faster, this cape is a really good all-round cape for if you do what I do, which is devil fruit farming. For the longest time, I never hunted the elite NPCs to unlock all of these accessories. Now, I've killed 236 of them, and I've unlocked all of the hunter accessories because, one, they're cool as, and they come in 3 different colors, and 2, they're just good all-round stats. I didn't know about the holiday cloak either. I just happened to get this while making my last video. I am one of those people who probably wouldn't have gotten this cloak unless I accidentally got it. Grind accessories, boys. Unlock everything because depending on what you're doing, and sometimes depending on your PvP combo, you might need a different accessory. So make sure you got all of them so that you can use them and you can have the max stats for the way that you choose to grind or PvP.